Hello, welcome back to Just on a Bike. This is a little test because continuing the theme of all the gear and no idea when it comes to cameras, I've bought myself an Insta 360. That's it there, you can see in the wing mirror. So the reason I bought it is because when I did a trip just last week, it was up the one I did up the Estelmuir direction. I was conscious of the fact that the forward facing cameras were missing all the good views to the right and, well, not so much to the left. The left was pretty much all wooded or had hedgerows, but the views to the right were amazing, and you couldn't see them unless I turned my head. And I can't exactly ride with my head aiming right all the time. So that was fine. I was thinking I was going to have to come up with another idea, and then once again I was speaking to my neighbour, and she told me the same thing essentially. It's a shame I couldn't see down the side. So on the strength of that, and to give you guys, because I love you so much, to give you guys a kind of better all-round view, I thought I'll just spend the money and buy an Insta 360, which is probably going to quadruple my editing time, but that's okay. So I want to let you see, or I want to see myself, to be honest. I've had a little play with it in the garden, and I am absolutely gobsmacked at how good it is. But what I want to do is just test it out on the bike. So today's the first run that I've had using it on the bike. So we'll come along here. Now I want to do a view to the right now, coming along past these houses and then these trees. And then I want to look at the front and gradually pan round to look to the left as well. And then as we're panning round to the left, I'm just going to turn it all the way around so that you can see me as well. Hello! So that's my 360. I'm going to pan it back round to look up ahead now, and everything should be hunky-dory. So the reason I didn't buy a 360 to start with, first of all, was price. It is really quite expensive. It is the X3, it's not the newest X4, but to be honest, the X3 is going to do everything I want it to do, I think. Excuse me. And it's a bit cheaper obviously than the X4, but also rough. But also I got it second hand. Somebody has upgraded to the X4. The reason I didn't buy one before was because when I saw videos of them, I wasn't that massively impressed. I didn't like the fisheye kind of view that we had. I didn't like, I had no interest in doing the kind of tiny planet thing where you're kind of looking all round you at once with you down in the bottom in a little circle. I just didn't like that. So I kind of dismissed it, and then I saw a few more videos of people using them and thought, actually, do you know what? That might be quite good. So, get a bit of speed up here. See if it blurs too much. So that's us at a little bit too fast. We're up to a little bit more than the speed limit there. So I just wanted to see how the blurring effect happens at the sides. But yeah, I've done it. I've been and gone and done it. So we'll just have to see how it goes from there. I'm not going to stop using obviously the chin mount. I'll probably continue to use the one on the other wing mirror, although maybe I'll move that mount, and so you can have different views, perhaps from the back or from the side, looking kind of up the side of the bike. Or it just gives me a bit more flexibility, I think, to make it a little bit more interesting for you guys. Bugger, we're going to have to stop. Admitting defeat and putting my feet down. There's a sporty something coming towards us. A wee lotus. 2 wee lotuses. 3 wee lotuses. Oh, and a wee elan. Oh, must be a lotus meetup or car show somewhere, I guess. Back in the day, I didn't own a Lotus, but I owned a thing called a Clan Crusader. So it was made, I think it was a 1972 model. It was designed in no small part by Colin Chapman, who was, as you probably know, the Lotus guy. And it was fiberglass. It ran on the Hillman Imp subframes and engine. So engine was at the back. It was extremely lightweight, but it was only, can't remember, 898cc or something like that. But the little Coventry Climax Imp engine was a terrific engine. It was an alloy cast engine, so it was lightweight and it was really very tunable. So it was a good fun little thing. It was just a project come show car, come, you know, a little toy, and I absolutely adored it. I had production number 2. They didn't make that many, so it's not as impressive as it sounds. But I had chassis number 2. And took it to some shows and had some fun with it, and then obviously life gets in the way. Needed the money, so I sold it. I've just realised in my hurry to come out to test this thing, I've not put earplugs in, so I'll keep the speed down a little bit. I'm not going to go far, I just want to test to see how good it is, or not, as the case may be. Traffic's fairly heavy down about today, not sure why. It's what day is it? Wednesday today. I have to admit defeat again and put my feet down. Busy. Those of you from the south of England or some of the busier places might go, this is not busy, but I can assure you for this area it very definitely is. So here we go. So I'm going to do another little pan about and let you see what the scenery's like. And I'll go along I'll go along a little bit and then I'll turn and go back. I've got lots of things to do today, so I can't afford to be out too long. I was expecting a parcel from the postie, but I forgot that we just don't get post on a Wednesday. 7-day or 6-day a week service, my arse. Royal fail. Right, do an overtake, see how that works with this. So I'm going fairly fast now. I'm not going to tell you what speed I'm doing, but I'm going fairly quickly. So we'll see how the camera copes with that. So I would really appreciate it if you could leave a comment down below and tell me what you think. Is it an improvement to what I had before? Should I continue to use the wing mirror mount as well as the chin mount and the Insta 360 as well? Yeah, just if you wouldn't mind letting me know what you think of it. It's going to be a bit of a challenge for my limited abilities to edit this, but I'll give it my best shot. I'm not actually quite sure how I'm going to do it. I have had a little play with Insta 360 Studio, which seems pretty straightforward with the keyframes and things like that. So I think what I'll have to do is decide what views I want and sync it with the recordings. Right, can I go up here? I think I can. Bumpy, bumpy, bumpy. Ooh, big thing, big thing, big thing. Very big thing for a single track road. So yeah, aye, this road's pretty bumpy. I have the suspension set on this thing is hard pretty much all the time. I find even normal to be a little bit soft. So I run it on hard, but I maybe should knock it down a notch when I'm into the little bumpy twisty roads like this where I can't go fast. So a little bit of scenery. There's me saying you should see views left and right, but we're not seeing much there now. And it's absolutely stinking here. Absolutely stinking. They've been spreading on the fields and it's God, you can taste it. Right, this is back onto the main road. This is where it takes us out. I've often wondered where this road went. Always seems to be a lot of cars go down it. So the views up ahead are over towards Dumfries. I don't really need the 360 to show you that, but what I have noticed, because the wide angle on the Osmos, because of the wide angle on the Osmos, you don't get perhaps the view that I get, and if it's a little bit misty at all, then when it gets to a mile or so away you can't see anything at all. But as I say, it's a lovely day, but it's blowing a gale. I think the wind is blowing directly over glaciers or something, because although the external temperature is 14 degrees, it absolutely doesn't feel like that. By gum, it's cold. It's almost heated grips weather.